Hello geometry students. Today's learning target is to talk about the arc length. So we just learned that the circumference is pi times the diameter. That's the distance around the circle. Arc length is defined to be a portion of the circle. So I only want, say, this red length. So in order to find the arc length, we only want a portion of a circle. And we know that a circle has 360 degrees. So we're going to take the angle, so I'll call this A for the angle. To find the length of the red arc, we're going to take the angle, the portion of the circle, and multiply by the circumference, which is pi times diameter. So if we look at problem number 1, the arc length of AC will be 120 over 360 times the circumference. Now the radius is 24, which makes the diameter 48. Therefore the circumference is 48 pi. So I'm going to multiply 120 over 360 times 48 pi. And then I'm going to grab my calculator and I'm going to show you how to do that. So 120 divide by 360 times 48. Now I'm going to get the exact answer, so I'm not going to type in pi. So if you look at this, you get 16. So in my notes, typically on the SAT, you're going to see this answer, 16 pi. Then I'll go back to my calculator and say 16 pi, and that's approximately 50.27. Let's take a look at example number 2. Again, using the formula, the arc length is equal to the angle, 94 degrees, over 360 times pi times the diameter. And we see that the radius is 16, which makes the diameter 32, and the circumference is 32 pi. So I'm going to multiply 94 over 360 times 32 pi. And let's go to our calculator. So 94 divided by 360, let me make it clear, 94 divided by 360 times, and I need to multiply that by 32 pi, and again I'm just going to type in 32. Now notice we get a long decimal here, so I'm going to press the little fraction button in order to get the SAT answer. So on the SAT, you're going to see 376 over 45. So on the SAT, you will see 376 over 45 pi. Then I'm going to go back to the Desmos calculator and say multiply that by pi, and that is the decimal approximation. So the decimal approximation is around 26.25. So my point is we want to get the SAT answer, which is the yellow answer, and then we want to get the decimal approximation. Let's take a look at one more example using this idea. So we look at example number 3. The arc length is the angle 155 over 360 times the circumference. The diameter is 40 because we know the radius is 20, which makes the circumference 40 pi. So I'm going to multiply this by 40 pi. Again, I'm going to go to my calculator. 155 divided by 360 times 40. Again, notice we get a decimal, I'm going to hit the fraction button. So on the SAT, you will see 155 over 9 pi. So the SAT answer, 155 over 9 pi. And then to get the decimal, I'm going to multiply that by pi, so 54.11. So this is approximately 54.11. So that is the length of the purple arc.